Imagine you walk into a room full of people you've never seen before and you start to request things from them. Trade deals, embassies, alliances, and everyone just looks at you thinking, who is this weirdo? In the past, Stellaris kind of works like this, but ever since the 3.9 and the 3.10 updates, this has been thrown out of the window, and instead we have a system that works a little bit more realistically, using trust. Hi, my name is Aspec, and today I'm working together with Paradox Interactive to go over some of the new soft power changes that were introduced into the game since the 3.9 update. This is mainly focused towards how trust and acceptance works, but also the new leader types and how they can represent your empire on the galactic stage. Let's take a situation where you want to strike a deal with an empire, a commercial pact, if you will. Previously, you would need to be in good standing with them in order to pull this off. This can be attained by something as simple as your ethics. Now, this is no longer the case, as now you need to be in excellent standing with another empire, i.e. have positive relations. Or you can build trust with them. Trust, like standing, is generated through a deal or relationship improvement. Nearly all diplomatic maneuvers generate trust, some negative, some positive, but it can make politics a lot easier or difficult depending on your actions. Essentially, trust is a long-term modifier that reflects your relationship with that empire. All basic diplomatic actions require basic trust, such as trade, pacts, etc. Something more advanced like forming or joining a federation takes a little bit more because it makes sense that you're just not going to join your best friend instead of that guy that you've sometimes talked to. Now, trust is not a permanent modifier. It slowly decays over time if you haven't done anything political with the empire in question. So make sure you upkeep those relationships. In addition, the diplomacy tradition tree has a direct diplomacy option, which increases the trust cap by 50 to 100, and all trust generating actions are also improved by 33%. Essentially, you will need this if you want to wield soft power, so make sure you go down that diplomatic tradition when you can. Now, obviously, most diplomacy is done by your envoys. They're the ones negotiating treaties, pacts, etc. However, since the leader rework in 3.10, there have been a few new political bigwigs that have joined the negotiating table. No longer do you have to send envoys to the galactic community or federations, but special envoys instead. They are what governors used to be, with some of the existing envoy abilities rolled into them. They are called the new officials. Essentially, they are special leaders who can represent you on the galactic stage instead of, as I mentioned, those standard envoys. They can specialize into either a delegate or an ambassador when they hit level 4. Now, these specializations allow you to generate more diplomatic power and thus have more control over the Senate. Or, of course, you can use them to generate more trust with your allies. Just be aware that this character needs to be on your empire's council. Of course, these characters all have new traits to help them leverage your diplomatic strength over the entire galaxy, and you can just send them to a federation as well, where they will act similarly to how envoys worked in the past, improving cohesion with the federation. I hope this has cleared up some of the nuances of the new diplomatic tweaks from the 3.9 and the 3.10 updates. My name is Aspec, and we will see you next time. And remember to keep your friends close, but your enemies even closer.